I wasn't really welcome in the VFW. It was, well, it was sort of the good old boys club. And the World War II veterans did not really recognize the Vietnam veterans, and they didn't recognize women.
The VFW was not accepting the Vietnam veterans in that it wasn't considered a war. In some of the VFWs where I was invited as a guest, they weren't too open to receiving minorities.
I didn't really feel like I fit in a lot of places, so I went to the VFW figuring I would join them. And I was told by them that I was qualified, that I could pay my dues, but not to show up. And then in '93 they asked me, and it really took a lot for me to actually do it. I finally did, and I'm glad I did.
I found lately no barriers in being a leader, or even being encouraged to take bigger leadership roles.
The majority of the posts now are probably Korea and Vietnam, and they're a lot more understanding and accepting.
It's like a support group, but you don't go to a support group and you're already there, and you're with people that you like being with, not a bunch of strangers.
You can be somewhere today perfectly financially solvent and wake up the next day and you're not. And that doesn't have anything to do with a work ethic, it has to do with circumstances. And I think that the greatest enjoyment I have is when a fellow veteran needs help, you give him that help and you don't ask for a thank you. It's not required.
I just did a claim last week on a man 101 years old who did not know that he had any benefits. He was a veteran of World War II, the very beginning, and all he wants is hearing aids.
You know, it's the responsibility of us as veterans taking care of our fellow brothers that also served with us and their families.
We are our government's conscience.
If we don't help each other, nobody's going to help us.
We have a responsibility to the young men and women that are serving now. And I think what the VFW does is the older veteran can sit back and say, I know where you are and I know where you're going to be. And my responsibility is to make certain that these entitlements and benefits are there when you do come to the realization that these are the types of things that you're going to need.
I feel like I've come full circle. Took care of them then, I'm taking care of them now.
We have a common bond and a common experience. And what the VFW is an extension of that common bond and that common experience, understanding what the young soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marine, and Coast Guardsmen of today are going to need.
Honoring the dead by helping the living is a byline we use all the time. It's part of our structure, honor the dead by helping the living. But that's basically it. Veterans taking care of veterans. We need to be there for them. We are our government's conscience.
I feel that I belong there. I can identify with them. I can understand them. And there's a bond that you have with other veterans that's where you want to be because you're accepted for who you are.
My PTSD counselor suggested that I continue to do as much as I can with the VFW.
The VFW has been good for me.